better than theirs and to walk away from a match knowing all United heads are held high with pride. Ultimately, pride is the spur for both the players and fans, and nowhere is that more evident and visible than when these two teams clash. You can always guarantee 100% commitment, bordering on open warfare, such is the intensity of play. When it comes to pride and passion, United lead where others follow. These two clubs first met in November 1894. Although a lot may have changed since then, the rivalry is as strong, and derby matches are still played with the same ferocious passion and pride. Our first game couldn't be a better demonstration of this. Old Trafford was typically packed to the rafters. United are playing from right to left.
Here's Tommy Caton. On the left, Paul Power wearing 7. Ashley Grimes to Duxbury. Now it's Jimmy Nicholl. Thomas. Oh, given away to Bennett. And that was Gordon McQueen's first touch. This is Reeves. Bit short for... Oh no, it wasn't, because Albiston hesitated as well, and in the end, in trying to make up the ground, he gave away a free kick for a foul on Daly. Referee's arm is raised. Indirect, Daly playing it square to Tommy Caton with the shot. And McQueen finds Albiston. In turn, down to Thomas. Foul by Booth. McElroy. It's going to come to Jimmy Nicholl. Oh, and Coppell offside flag is up.
United were furious and had every right to be from this questionable decision.
This is Caton. Oh, he's given that away. McElroy. Wide to Nicholl. Coppell. In again for McElroy to flick it on. Mickey Thomas is in there. Pulled back by Thomas, and Corrigan at 6'4", able to pick those out the air a lot more comfortably than a shorter goalkeeper would, as Mickey Thomas tried to clear him with the cross. Greenough was lurking just beyond the keeper, hoping for an easy goal. On by Henry, and Bennett with Albiston, and a foul from behind by Albiston. This is Caton. That's his second shot of the match. Really acrobatic piece of goalkeeping. Foul by Caton on Greenough. Reed didn't retreat 10 yards and was spoken to by the referee. There's Greenough. Coppell's in there, so is Duxbury. McElroy, oh, off the legs, and Coppell! Coppell! Steve Coppell, a scorer. Manchester United in the lead. The ricochets were going in, one after the other. McElroy got in with a header. Coppell tried the first shot, and when it came back yet again, Coppell smacked it in. 31 minutes gone. And Steve Coppell scores his second goal of the season. Daly. Oh, that's a good challenge by Mickey Thomas. Here's Coppell. McElroy in the centre, Greenough and Thomas being joined by Coppell now. Low into Coppell. Thomas! Good save by Corrigan. Thomas, who scored from that similar position in this match last year. That's Reeves up with Nicholl. That's Tony Henry. This is Roger Palmer. Deflection off McQueen. Oh, right across and in the back of the net. And Kevin Reeves came in there.
He may have got one back, but celebrations were short-lived.
Daly. Coppell. Duxbury's got Thomas going down the outside, taking on Ranson. Corner. Away by Booth. Arthur Albiston coming in. Oh, I say! Offside, was it? The referee has disallowed the goal. He stood there and pointed to the spot for no goal at first, but he's going to have a word with his linesman. Oh, it's been given. Arthur Albiston, his first goal ever for Manchester United in a senior match. And it comes in the derby, and a yellow card's been shown to Paul Segru for arguing. Arthur Albiston's shot fizzed through into the corner of the net. Initially, referee McNally appeared to signal for an infringement. The City players are still protesting about that, but he spoke to his linesman. The goal stands, and it's 2-1 to Manchester United. And Thomas is going to beat Corrigan to this, and look where Corrigan is now. Playing right back, isn't he? Oh, he's right out of his goal. Albiston puts it in. And Tommy Booth clears it. And he's still not back. Nicol!
Well, talk about a defence in absolute chaos. City's performance was nothing short of amateurish. They were very lucky to get away with Corrigan's excursion.
Power. Payton climbing. Here's Palmer with a great chance. It's there! Palmer has equalised for City!
Once again, the Blues had come back from the dead, but true to form, United battled on and threatened City to the very end. It was the very least they could do to acknowledge the capacity crowd of loyal supporters. But City were equally determined to deny United and walk away from Old Trafford with a draw. As the final whistle blew, it was United who celebrated. That unbeaten run at home against City, dating back to the 73-74 season, had remained intact. At the start of the 82-83 season, United were in excellent form. After 10 matches of which they'd lost only one, they were at the top of the then First Division. All credit was due to the likes of Robson, Stapleton and Moses. Ron Atkinson's astute £3 million investment of the previous season was paying dividends. United were confident, but the old enemy could never be underestimated.
It's an afternoon where the cooler head may come out on top. Always such a frantic start to these games. Norman Whiteside and Tommy Caton, the two teenagers. Hartford back covering. It's Whiteside again. Corrigan dropping to his left. A promising start to Whiteside's first derby. Hartford. Clearing space for City's Kevin Bond. He slipped at the vital moment. It's got to Ranson by a different route. Now Power. Reeves. Goal! Stewart! First blood for City.
United were shell-shocked. Their pride had taken an unexpected blow. With their blood boiling with rage, they fought back.
But here goes Coppell. 2 for United against 3 defenders. And Bond missed it, and so too did Whiteside. Robson. City still haven't got the danger away. Harassed and then beaten by Muren. Robson, space here for Coppell. Against the bar, Corrigan might have got a touch. This is Robson, and it was deflected off Bond. But Robson had handled. And it was Steve Coppell realising the possibilities here. Off the underside of the bar and out. And Robson handled as he followed in. Warren and Reeves having problems with the sun. Power. Not enough angle. Wilkins. And in space and looking to exploit it. He's run a long way. This is Coppell. Getting a yard on McDonald. And Whiteside couldn't quite squeeze it in. Steve Coppell getting joy here against Bobby McDonald. Finding the acceleration to leave the City left back. And it was Whiteside who was looking to come in on the near post. It went behind off the defender. Stapleton and Coppell. And Corrigan must present such a formidable frame to an advancing forward. Robson just flicked it on, then Stapleton, Robson again. And here's Coppell. McDonald slipping at the vital moment. Caton just skimmed off his head. Enough to change the path of the ball. Only Reeves and cross forward for City. Reeves here against McQueen. Baker joining in. Stewart's arrived now. Cross! Clean as a whistle.
It was hard for United to believe. 2-0 down in a match that they had so comprehensively dominated.
What a task now ahead of the home side. United, who came into this game 7 league games unbeaten. Duxbury for Whiteside. Now Robson and Stapleton. Albiston.
Well, it seemed as if the City goalmouth had put a jinx on United's scoring attempts.
Certainly on chances created. This game is still not beyond Manchester United. Stapleton. Oh! When improvisation and inspiration was needed, he looked this way and that, and finally opted for a really ambitious chip, having turned Caton here, and it curled over Corrigan. Whiteside. It was Baker covering, and he needed to, because Robson was there behind him. Half an hour remaining. Albiston. Whiteside. Blocked by City bodies throwing themselves into the path of the shot again. Put away cleverly by Cross. And the Stretford end urged Manchester United forward again. Macari. Or Duxbury. And Corrigan, a fist to the rescue again. Lou Macari with a delightful flick because he knew Duxbury was in support. Coppell back from Duxbury. Now this is Wilkins for Robson. Drops for Coppell. Now Moran. Stapleton. The pressure finally paying off. Ten minutes left. Moran doing well to get it across the face of the goal. Stapleton with the killer touch. Bailey using the ball early. Stapleton. Now Whiteside. What a finale that would have brought. It was the long early clearance from Gary Bailey that caught Manchester City on the hop here, and Whiteside battled on to make the opening for himself.
It could so easily have been 3-2 to United, but in the end a 2-2 draw restored their pride. When the two met later in the season, the championship race was still very much on for United, who were third in the division. As for City, Well, they were having a terrible time, 15th in the table and falling fast. City were desperate. Could this derby contest bring out the best from them?
Two very much with eyes on each other. Reeves, McDonald, Reeves, Kevin Reeves. He opens the scoring in this 106 derby.
1-0 to City was a disastrous start for United, who didn't fully recover for the rest of the first half. And even in the second half, they looked shaky for a while.
Ranson. Oh, and McQueen's given it away to Cross. And escapes.
The play from United seemed so out of character, but as their derby nerves settled, they began to regain control and produce the quality of play expected by the fans.
Coppell. That's a good cross. And it's in. Stapleton has repeated the medicine. It was he who pulled United back at Old Trafford, and he has pulled United back here from a very good cross by Steve Coppell. Stapleton going in with Caton and getting the better of it. Albiston. Met by Reed. Only to Moses, wouldn't come down quick enough for him. Duxbury. Very late challenge, first by Hartford and then by Bond. And it's Hartford who's going to be booked. Referee has the book in his left hand, and now the pencil is introduced to it, and the name written down is Asa Hartford. Wilkins takes. Stapleton again! Oh, what a save! Really good save, because he met that full on the forehead, did Frank Stapleton. And Joe Corrigan turning it away. Stapleton! And he beats Kevin Bond, he got in front of him. And the ball just beats the left hand of Joe Corrigan.
Once again, Frank Stapleton had worked his magic for United, who left Main Road with a 2-1 victory. A victory which was to put another nail into City's relegation coffin. United finished third in the league and thrashed Brighton and Hove Albion in the FA Cup final replay. City and United weren't to meet again in the league until the 85-86 season, after City had spent 2 years languishing in the then second division. United were in unbeatable form, having won every game so far that season and only conceding 1 goal in the process. This derby promised to be a particularly fiery affair, as ex-City player Peter Barnes was now in the United lineup and Sammy McElroy was playing for City.
Manchester City in the strip of light blue, white shorts, Manchester United in red shirts and black shorts. Graham Hogg, the 21-year-old from Aberdeen, finding Peter Barnes. Mixed reactions for him here today. Kenny Clements getting in first for City. Lillis trying to play it on here for Kinsey. Right side's gone with him. They've made a fairly moderate start, Manchester City, to the season. Mid-table position, and of their 3 league games here, they've won 1, drawn 1 and lost 1. United, of course, sweeping everything before them. Here's Lillis. He almost got what could have been an effective shot in on the turn. That wasn't a very good clearance by Whiteside, but it'll be a goal kick. Gary Bailey with the goal kick for Manchester United. Stapleton. Wilson. Hustled mistake by Hughes. Duxbury with the throw. And what a strange one. Falls straight to McElroy. Robson. Strachan casually letting the ball go through for Albiston, accurately finding Barnes. Played on excitingly there towards Whiteside. Oh, and this could be a chance! Oh, there was a chance for Hughes there! And he's given a penalty, has he? What an extraordinary mistake by Manchester City. McCarthy at the heart of it. And suddenly the ball is flying across an empty goal mouth. The foul is on Hughes. The referee points to the spot. And Brian Robson has the responsibility in this derby game of putting Manchester United into the lead. And he does so.
Robson's penalty in the 8th minute was his 3rd goal of the season. It heralded the beginning of a rout against their derby rival City, who could only look on in despair as the ball struck home, and on they went.
17 minutes gone, United leading by 1-0. Robson's header. Strachan. To Hughes. This time it's Wilson's job to look after him, helped by Powell, the linesman flagging. Free kick to Manchester United. Duxbury with the kick. Hughes, well controlled. Plays so well with his back to the goal. Strachan. Lovely ball that searches out and finds the man intended, Peter Barnes. Now, can he get a yard on Andy May? But he's got support from Albiston and from Whiteside, who suddenly accelerated there, but then lost the ball. Here's Albiston again. Right foot shot! Brilliant! United fans applauding a splendid strike from the little Scottish full-back Arthur Albiston. Surprisingly took it onto his right foot and really let it go. Alex Williams was diving but hadn't a hope of getting it. Going to let Arthur Albiston take the throw. Taking his time over it, but he finds Hughes. So good at shielding the ball and holding off the defender, Mark Hughes. Robson trying to turn it in. It'll be another throw. Will it be Barnes this time, or will it be Albiston? It's Barnes, but he finds his other full-back. Barnes now with a deep, deep cross towards Whiteside on the far side. Whiteside down with a header! And a touch from Hughes will put City 3 behind. Good jump after that long cross from Peter Barnes, a good jump by Whiteside, and Hughes just didn't get a touch. McElroy, Melrose, here's Whiteside, Strachan takes it up. An intelligent little ball there for Robson, and a good one by him for Stapleton. Barnes is going up outside him, but Stapleton prefers to cut inside. Thought about the pass to Barnes. Robson. Albiston. Brian Robson. Might come for Hughes. Just got between Clements and the ball. And it comes for Stapleton! Against the crossbar! Can Duxbury finish it off? 3-0! Well, they got it at the second attempt. Amazing that Stapleton, in so much space, couldn't finish it off himself. Good work by Williams. Against the crossbar. And then eventually from that rebound it comes through to Mike Duxbury, and he made it 3-0. There's Phillips finding Simpson, and Melrose trying to come on the far side, and May as well. Good save by Bailey. Well, the fullbacks are really getting in on the shooting act this afternoon. Both the United fullbacks have scored, and now Andy May came as near as anybody on the City side has.
But United's defence proved impenetrable. The final score 3-0 to the Reds. The teams met for the return leg of this Derby League fixture on March the 22nd, 6 years to the day since United last beat City at home. Despite a broken hand, ex-City star Peter Barnes, who'd been out of the lineup for the past 15 matches, was brought back into the United squad, especially for the occasion. The Reds came out in explosive form.
A partisan, almost tribal occasion. The City fans are at the right-hand end, and the United faithful packing the Stretford end to the left. The first of 2 cup finals in successive days is how City are treating this. Duxbury short to Strachan. Helped on by Gibson. Clements with the header. Not really clear. Hughes takes on the young 18-year-old Redmond, who fouled him. Right side and Strachan are close to the ball. Gibson is just to their left. Might fancy a shot with his left foot. He did! It's there! Colin Gibson, the man wearing Brian Robson's shirt, scores the goal with his left foot, which would have done justice to the England captain. What a start for Manchester United. Gibson, a good left-footed striker of the ball, buried that low in the corner, and the Reds are off to a flyer. Only the 2nd minute of the derby, and City a goal behind. All because Hughes, number 9, won the free kick. A man who's supposed to have Barcelona on his mind. Not at this minute, I shouldn't think. Here he is again. Plays it back to Duxbury. And here's McNabb for City, who are trying to get out of their own half with some difficulty. Wilson, Lillis. Harris by Whiteside, Strachan. Davenport's gone to the right wing. Strachan tries the lofted shot. Well, the stunned City fans, whose own team haven't scored for their last 4 matches, know that they've got to do so today now to find a way back into the derby. Caught cold. Albiston. Here's Barnes, almost his first touch. Inside to Strachan. And on by Whiteside, it might come again for him. He's got Duxbury wide if he wants him. There are 4 in the middle. Here's Strachan. Oh, and Nixon didn't make it! Defenders saved him. Whiteside goes in and committed a foul. Whiteside went in on Phillips, left his foot there. Referee had to separate them. But Nixon was nervous. There's no question about that. The ball in troubled him, and his defenders got it away. And just under a quarter of an hour left in the first half, with Manchester United leading 1-0. Barnes gets back to make the interception. City have been pegged back from the kick-off. Gibson, the goal scorer. Hughes is pulled away to the far side unmarked, and Redmond just saw him in time. It was a good saving header by the 18-year-old, as Nixon was quick to appreciate. Mark Higgins coming to McClair. Well, the 2 central defenders making something from the corner. When Higgins knocked the ball back, causing the confusion, McClair had the volley.
The score at half-time, 1-0 to United. City, who'd been continuously closed down by the Reds, was showing signs of frustration, which reached recklessness on occasions during the second half.
Good header by Gibson. Davenport. Hughes making his way into the middle. Davenport. Penalty! Yes! Nicky Reed, I think, on Davenport. Penalty given to Manchester United. And a chance for them to go 2 up. He was turning inside, threatening to evade the challenge. Was sent crashing down, and the referee has given a penalty which Gordon Strachan appears to be taking, having resumed the responsibility from the spot. And scores! In the earlier derby, Robson scored from the penalty. He's not playing today. The job's changed hands more than once here. Strachan's taken it back, and he made no mistake. 59 minutes gone, Manchester United 2, Manchester City 0, and off comes Peter Barnes, and on comes Frank Stapleton. Here's Reid. So it looks as though Manchester United may be about to complete the double over their neighbours, although it should be said that in the last derby played here, City led 2-0 and United fought back to 2-2, so I wonder whether the reverse could happen. Simpson, May, Phillips in the penalty area, Wilson was too, and Wilson scores! The 71st minute, Manchester United 2, Manchester City 1, and at last they've got a goal, City. Here's Simpson. Oh, that's nicely done. Steve Kinsey wants it played now by Andy May, and he got it. And they're streaming up in support. Nicky Reed's up on the far side. Here's Simpson, trying to turn McClair, not succeeding, but the clearance doesn't help United. Power, and that doesn't help City either. And Strachan gets into trouble. Well, McNabb, Wilson, and Simpson.
City's celebrations were more out of relief than a goal by Simpson. As the replay shows, it was an unfortunate interception by Albiston that gave a desperate City the cause to rejoice. And being desperate, who could blame them? The equaliser enraged the Reds, who fought back gallantly to the very end.
Right side, playing it beautifully out into the path of Gibson, but it's the ball in that matters now for United. And Redmond's there, but so is Strachan. The overhead frolics from Andy May. A mistake by Higgins, a bad mistake actually, which McClair atoned for. And there's drama still to come perhaps. Under 3 minutes, Strachan, Davenport, and Strachan again for United. Oh, it came back off the goalkeeper, back off Strachan and wide.
Well, it would have been poetic justice if the rebound had gone in for Strachan, but it wasn't to be. Lady Luck was shining on City that day. 2-2 the final score, and the hand of peace extended to City until the next time. For us, a year later, and back at Old Trafford again after a 1-1 derby draw at Main Road in October. After a poor start to the season, United were going from strength to strength, having only lost one of their last 13 matches, during which they rose 8 places in the table.
McClair. Robson. Holding off right well. And O'Brien couldn't turn it in as it came off the goalkeeper. Brian Robson hit it hard and true. Perry Suckling flung himself to his left, and O'Brien was a little too close to it and couldn't deal with the bounce. He was just nudged by Robson. In fact, it was McCarthy's initial lunge that was penalised. And Manchester United have a free kick. Robson. For Gordon Strachan. It opened up for him. But City did enough to distract Strachan when the goal was beckoning for him. And you sense that United need to adorn this period of supremacy with a goal. The longer City can hold out, maybe the greater their belief. Suckling has to be sure of the bounce, but the advantage of height as well as handling on his side against Terry Gibson. Right, well, Berardi trying to hassle McGrath into an error. Wilson, the ball's hardly been in the United area, but Baker shoots.
Both sides missed their chances in the first half, of which United had the upper hand. We joined the second half with Clements receiving a booking after this challenge on Whiteside, earning United a valuable free kick, which they intended to exploit to the full.
And it's Robson! That's a wonderful save! Brian Robson, oddly enough, hasn't scored a first-team goal at Old Trafford for 18 months. He must have thought that run was over here. A header from close range, and Suckling somehow thrust up an arm, got it over the top.
The swirling, falling snow did little to cool Strachan's deadly corner-kicking ability.
McCarthy didn't get there, and it ended up in the back of the net. And they turn to Paul McGrath. He certainly got a flick to it. There. But was it unimpeded? McGrath's presence at the near post, and I think it might have been Nicky Reid in there. Strachan scampering to keep it in play, but he set up Clive Wilson. That certainly was the intention. McNabb. Berardi had a look and saw in the end that it was meant for him. Reid. Molden. Simpson couldn't quite recover his balance in time. And here's Liam O'Brien. For Whiteside, it was a well-weighted pass, and in fact it was Whiteside who had lost control of the ball.
Meanwhile, waiting in the wings was Stapleton, ready to replace Strachan, who hadn't recovered from an earlier knock. Could Stapleton's influence inject some fresh impetus into United, or would his presence be the straw to break City's back?
O'Brien. Well played by Whiteside. O'Brien, Terry Gibson, Davenport is there. And Robson! Clinically applied to finish to the move, and the finish of City's hopes of getting anything here at Old Trafford. It was well constructed by Manchester United, with O'Brien carrying it forward. Terry Gibson playing a part, and Davenport aware of Brian Robson arriving late on the scene, as he does so effectively. A goal really in the Robson mould.
2-0 to United, and much to City's pain, the Blues were booted back down to the second division until they returned to pull off a miracle at Main Road in the September of 1989. When they met at Old Trafford for the return leg of this derby fixture, City were expecting to get the double. Brimming with confidence, the money was on the Blues, and United were on this rare occasion reckoned to be the underdogs. But this is a derby match, and United pride wasn't to take a second defeat at any cost.
McClair for Manchester United. Hughes is onside. The Manchester City defence stood and waited for an offside flag that never came, as McClair threaded the ball through then, and perhaps even Hughes himself thought he might have been in an offside position. That could have been a really dramatic start here at Old Trafford, and a very relieved Andy Dibble when the shot went wide. McClair for Manchester United, under pressure from Hinchcliffe, finds Wallace well. One back by Redmond, now Megson for Manchester City. Tremendous pace and excitement about Old Trafford. Ward. And he wins the throw off Blackmore. Ball leg out on the far side. Finds Clark. It's a useful little ball as well. That'll be a goal kick. Phelan, of course, has had plenty of experience of playing in a defensive position, but wouldn't have expected to be pushed into that role so early. Over the outstretched leg of Hughes. Hinchcliffe clears it only as far as Anderson, though. Duxbury, suddenly a space opened up for him there, but it's a good-looking ball, and it breaks suddenly for Beardsmore. Good effort. And City just break away from danger at one end. Pallister did well. Anderson, and the pace steps up again, now with Duxbury. Beardsmore's there again, well played Beardsmore, but he ran into trouble in the end in the shape of Harper. And Lake, I think, will play it back just to calm things down. It was a good effort by Russell Beardsmore. He found himself in a little bit of space here and hit it first time.
Both teams had their chances but missed the opportunity to get the ball into the net in this evenly matched but goalless first half. It was perhaps a blessing in disguise as it helped settle United's jitters.
Good ball that by Blackmore to McClair and now to Anderson, and on it goes towards Hughes. But again, they always have the extra player.
Slowly but surely United started to get a stronger grip on the game. If they were going to restore their confidence, they knew they'd have to take a very methodical and structured approach against City, realising that the patience of their passing game really could be a virtue.
Martin, good football. Completely fooled Ward and finds Hughes. And another good ball to McClair. Wallace in space. A lot of players forward here, Manchester United. Blackmore. A lovely goal. And the man who scored the FA Cup winner at Hereford a week ago has given United the lead. The Stretford end delighted, and although Manchester City have had so many opportunities, it's United who put theirs away. Wallace playing the ball into the danger area, and Blackmore reacted quicker than anyone. 1-0 to Manchester United, and certainly they committed so many players forward then, they deserve to get something out of it. Tremendous stuff now. City are a goal down with 20 minutes to go, and Clayton Blackmore, whose place could have been under threat here with the return of Phelan had Ince been fit, has scored the vital goal. But it's not over yet, this game, by any means. We've seen how well Manchester City can defend and attack on the break. Now they need to be a little bit more committed to attack. And here's Brightwell. Now Megson, and the ball breaks for Ward. On a good cross, and headed behind by Phelan as the goalkeeper came out to collect. Dangerous cross by Ward. Anderson, Ward is there again. And the ball laid back for Brightwell to hit it. Oh, what a great goal by Brightwell!
A respectable 1-1 draw rather than the victory that City had expected. Our final Mancunian derby provides an excellent example of the pride and the passion with which these derbies are contested, as poor Les Sealey was to discover in his first derby match for United. Although not necessarily always typical of the ferocity with which these matches are played, it was a perfect example of the 100% commitment that both teams make to get the ball, even if it does have sometimes painful consequences.
Wide centre, it's dangerous. Heat trying to get there. Good defending by Steve Bruce. Throw into Manchester City. Harper wanted to take it quickly. Third time lucky to read. Ward. Quinn. Alistair there, still a chance for Quinn. Chance for White, 1-0. David White gives Manchester City the lead. Manchester City's failure to really capitalise on some of the advantages that they've held this season. And they have scored in every league game that they've played so far this term, and they've scored again in this one. Certainly Howard Kendall doesn't believe goal scoring is a problem, not when you've got defenders like Colin Hendry to protect any lead you gain.
City, opening up the scoreline after 21 minutes, added insult to Les Sealy's injury. United were finding it difficult to settle.
Quinn and Pallister again, and again Pallister the winner. He's shading that contest. United haven't settled into any sort of passing rhythm in the middle of the field as yet. This knows it's difficult on these occasions. City have just passed it a little better. They've never been frightened just to hoist it forward towards Quinn or White up there. Hendry. White first to it. Owen in. Poynton. On towards Ward. Redmond. Heath. Lovely flick. David White with another great chance. Oh, I say, what a fabulous goal. 2 goals in 5 minutes for David White and for Manchester City. For all that's been achieved by Howard Kendall, City fans still treasure Mel Mating's trouncing of United just over a year ago. Blackmore blocked. Deflection. That's wide. Corner kick. The fact is that Kendall's side haven't yet opened up in that kind of style here at Main Road. The home fans haven't seen their team score 3 in a match, let alone 5. But they're on the way this afternoon. Pallister trying to find Bruce. Strong play. Dennis Irwin. Important header by White inside his own penalty area. Blackmore. Way by Poynton that time. Taken a bit late by Bruce. Irwin. Webb. We've got men over on the left-hand side United, but Harper was in amongst them. First sustained spell of Manchester United pressure. One back by Ince, and then by Ward and Reid, and here's Megson. White was on the charge again then. Steve Bruce in the way. Webb tripped. He was out number 3-1 then. United needs somebody to get up in support of Hughes. They've got plenty up for the free kick. Hughes! Just when you need something from him most, Mark Hughes comes up with it. It's come a little earlier in the day than it did in last year's derby. Manchester United are back in business. What a great job. He was up so long. Well, Dennis Moore used to hang in that red number 10 shirt, but no better than that. That's a great goal by Mark Hughes. It's only his second of the season. It's half the deficit.
It was a psychological break that United needed to ignite their fiery passion.
Webb changed the temperature of the game too. Peter Reid, Steve Redmond, Pallister in. Play on, says the referee. Webb brought down by Poynton. Just over 7 minutes of the first half remaining, and it's already had plenty for us to talk about. 2 goals for David White and 1 for Mark Hughes, and I don't think we're finished yet.
Too right. City had woken up a sleeping pit bull terrier in the Reds, which was now snapping at them at every opportunity.
Headed by Quinn wasn't the best. Steve Bruce. Lee Sharp. Bruce again. Megson clear. Heath. Down the wide. Even his long legs weren't quite taking there ahead of Irwin. ball's back there. Chance for Neil Webb. Mixon. And suddenly it's Manchester City's turn to look at each other in defence and try to sort it out. United are on a roll in this match. Irwin's corner. Header by Webb. Pallister's header snatched by Cozen. Couldn't quite get the leverage behind it that he needed to defeat the Manchester City goalkeeper. And look at the men United had over beyond the far post, two of them. And it wasn't a bad chance for Pallister.
City were beginning to wilt under the pressure, only to recoup during half-time.
Webb finding Hughes, a little bit of space. Redmond stood off him. Knew what he was doing though. Great play by the Manchester City skipper. Pallister's header. Ward. Now Niall Quinn. Only really Heath up with him. Looking for Quinn again. Pallister stepped in. Came off McClair. Adrian Heath onside. Good, brave goalkeeping. Alert goalkeeping too by Seeley, because it was an unfortunate deflection which gave Heath a sniff of goal. And Seeley can't have expected it either. But he got there very quickly. Good play by Hughes. Lee Sharp, onside. Now there are 4 red shirts waiting in the middle. Again, Sharp just unable to produce at the crucial moment. Sharp. Confident enough to run with the ball inside his own half and find Mark Hughes. He's got plenty happening away to his right. Here's Clayton Blackmore. Useful cross. Redmond got a touch. It will be a corner. It could have gone anywhere really. But everything else that he's done has been measured and certain. We might just give him the benefit of the doubt. Certainly if he hadn't have got a touch, there were United men closing in behind him. Webb looking for Bruce, trying to chest it down inside the penalty area, in the end used his arm. Gary Pallister rather got in his way, blocked out the light. Bruce in the way, Reed, Paul Ince, Lee Martin. Harper's outstretched leg. Hendry still forward. Now, never quite sure what he's going to do next. Quinn, Hendry going on. A moment of glory. Isn't it just? Flying high. Colin Hendry makes it 3-1 for Manchester City.
Well, anything City could do, United could do better and with interest. Such was their determination and resilience.
The blue moon rising over Main Road again. Collins, he's not given up. Brought down by Brightwell. But just 10 minutes remaining for him to try and prompt a United miracle. Webb takes the free kick. Steve Bruce with the header. Mark Hughes away by Redmond, not for the first time. He's backing off and Heath got there first. Now Quinn, the most natural left back, but he did his business. Steve Redmond. Ian Brightwell. Lost out to McClair. Chance here for Brian McClair. They're closing in, but McClair is good enough. And with 9 minutes left to go, Manchester United have hope again.
Brian McClair, after the mistake by Ian Brightwell, who chased back as 4 of the teammates did, but McClair kept his cool. He could hear the hooves pounding behind him, McClair, but he was strong enough there and cool enough there.
With the chants of their loyal and proud supporters ringing in their ears, United knew they had to reward them and fight this battle to the bitter end.
Redmond under pressure, Wallace is in. Corner kick.
And reward them United did in devastating style.
Got plenty to think about at the moment, Manchester City. Bruce is there with a header, it's in! Brian McClair's equalised! 2 goals in 3 minutes from Brian McClair! United are level! The Cheshire Cat smile belongs to Brian McClair. It's shared by every Manchester United fan. They were 10 minutes away from defeat at 3-1 down. They're now thinking of victory. Bruce got the header, but no doubt who got the final touch. McClair on the line.
And minutes later, it could so easily have been 4-3. And what a cracker that would have been. Ultimately, they taught City a lesson by demonstrating their ability to come back from the dead and fight to the bitter end. That you can't keep a good team like United down